Did you know that 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls every single year? But here's the surprising part. There's a small group of people who seem almost completely immune to this risk. What's their secret? These falls aren't just an inconvenience. They're actually the leading cause of injury-related deaths in people over 60. But here's the good news. Some older adults move with such remarkable stability, it's like they've discovered something that the rest of us don't know. Today, I'm about to share 7 walking techniques used by these savvy older adults, techniques recommended by top geriatric specialists, yet rarely taught to the public. And no, they're not complicated exercises. These are simple, subtle shifts in how you walk that can become second nature with just a little practice. But here's the twist. The 4th technique is especially surprising. It's something most of us do wrong every single day without even realizing it. Have you or someone you care about ever experienced a fall? If you're ready to take control and transform your walking technique, drop the word balance below and let's get started. Your safety is just one step away. Meet Thomas, a 72-year-old retired engineer who, like many, never thought he'd become a statistic. But after 3 serious falls in just 6 months, the last one sending him to the hospital with a fractured hip, Thomas had a wake-up call he couldn't ignore. Thomas remembers the moment clearly. After my surgery, I thought my independent days were over. My daughter was already searching for assisted living facilities. That's when my physical therapist showed me something that changed everything. What Thomas learned wasn't just another round of balance exercises. No, this was different. It was a complete reinvention of his walking technique. Small, subtle shifts that immediately improved his stability. Within just 1 year, Thomas went from frequent falls to 0 incidents. In fact, he was back to hiking moderate trails with his grandchildren, something he never thought possible. This transformation didn't happen by accident. It wasn't magic. It was a methodical approach that completely changed how Thomas moved. And the best part? It's something you can do too. I've spent the last 2 years working alongside top geriatric physical therapists and balance specialists from some of the best medical centers. But more than that, I've spent countless hours studying the natural walking patterns of older adults who maintain exceptional mobility well into their 80s and 90s. What I discovered is something that will change how you think about walking forever. These aren't quick fixes or exercises you'll forget about after a few weeks. No, these are permanent adjustments, simple changes that become second nature, a new way of moving that your body will thank you for. The techniques I'm about to share are especially valuable if you've noticed changes in your balance, had a recent fall, or just want to maintain your independence for years to come. And that 4th secret? It involves something you do dozens of times every day, but probably backwards without even realizing it. If this video has helped you, please hit that like button so more people can discover these life-changing techniques. And don't forget to subscribe for more evidence-based advice that helps older adults live with confidence and independence. Our first walking secret might surprise you because it has absolutely nothing to do with your feet. It's all about your eyes. Let me ask you, where do you look when you walk? If you're like most older adults, you probably look down at the ground just a few feet ahead. It seems logical, right? You want to spot potential hazards. But here's the shocking truth. Looking down actually increases your fall risk, and dramatically at that. When your gaze is fixed downward, several things happen at once. Your head tilts forward, shifting your center of gravity. Your neck and upper back muscles tighten. Your shoulders round forward. And most critically, your balance system gets incomplete information about your surroundings. This is where the 3-point gaze technique comes into play. It's a simple but powerful method that makes a world of difference. Thomas's physical therapist introduced him to this technique during his recovery. Thomas remembers, "At first it felt completely unnatural. I was convinced I'd trip over something if I wasn't constantly scanning the ground. But within just a few days, my whole posture changed. By adjusting where you look, you can dramatically improve your stability and reduce your fall risk. The change is subtle, but its impact is huge. The 3-point gaze technique works like this. First, establish your near point, about 10 to 15 feet ahead of you. This gives you enough time to spot any obstacles without compromising your posture. Don't worry, your peripheral vision will still catch any hazards that are closer. Next, regularly lift your gaze to your far point. That's either the horizon or your final destination. This simple action naturally straightens your spine and resets your posture. Aim to do this every 10 to 15 seconds while walking. And here's the game changer, the one that most people overlook: consciously engaging your peripheral awareness. This means expanding your side vision to detect movement and obstacles without turning your head. It sounds small, but it's powerful. Thomas practiced this technique religiously on his daily walks around the neighborhood. He'd choose a landmark in the distance, keep his gaze at the proper near point, and periodically look up toward his destination. Thomas recalls, "After just 2 weeks, I noticed I was standing taller, breathing easier, and, most importantly, feeling much more confident." This technique isn't just about looking differently, it's about moving differently, and it makes all the difference. The science behind this is truly fascinating. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity shows that your gaze direction doesn't just affect what you see, it changes your entire walking mechanics. When subjects looked down, researchers measured an increase in postural sway and a decrease in step length, both linked to a higher risk of falling. But when subjects used the three-point technique, their walking patterns immediately showed greater stability and confidence. Even more remarkable, their reaction time to unexpected obstacles improved by nearly 20%. Be honest with yourself. Do you typically look down when walking? If you've caught yourself doing this, type "guilty" in the comments. You're not alone. Awareness is the first step toward change. But here's something crucial to understand. The gaze technique is powerful, yes, but it only delivers its full benefits when combined with our second walking secret. And this one starts from the ground up. Stay with me, because this is where things get even more interesting. Our second walking secret focuses on something most people overlook: how your foot makes contact with the ground. This is a critical factor many older adults get wrong, without even realizing it. Think back to when you were a child. Have you ever noticed how they walk? Their motion is natural and fluid, with the heel touching the ground first, then rolling smoothly forward to the toe. This is how our bodies were designed to move. But as we age, many of us develop problematic walking patterns. We may land flat-footed with the entire foot hitting the ground at once, or worse, we start walking toe first. These altered patterns can wreak havoc on your stability. When you walk flat-footed, you lose the natural shock absorption and smooth weight transfer that help prevent falls. And toe-first walking? It's like walking on a tightrope. Your base of support becomes dangerously narrow, increasing your risk of losing balance. The correct technique, the one our bodies are built for, is called the heel-to-toe roll. This simple, natural movement is the key to maintaining stability and reducing the risk of falls, and it's easier to adopt than you might think. Here's how it works. With each step, your heel should make contact with the ground first. Then your weight rolls smoothly along the outer edge of your foot, before finally pushing off with your toes. This creates a stable triangular base of support throughout your stride, allowing your ankle to properly absorb shock and keeping you balanced every step of the way. Thomas remembers, "I realized I'd been walking flat-footed for years. The first week practicing the heel-to-toe roll felt awkward and exaggerated, but by week 3, my balance improved dramatically. Now it feels completely natural." Dr. James Richardson, a rehabilitation specialist with over 30 years of experience studying gait patterns, explains why this technique is so powerful. The heel-to-toe roll engages your ankle's full range of motion and distributes forces efficiently throughout your entire leg. This prevents the jerky, unstable movements that often precede a fall. If you're dealing with foot pain or arthritis and heel striking feels uncomfortable, don't worry. Start with shorter steps and gradually increase your stride as comfort allows. And remember, wearing proper, supportive shoes can make a huge difference. We'll dive deeper into the best footwear in secret number 5. Here's a simple way to practice. Walk slowly along a straight line, consciously touching your heel first, then rolling smoothly through to the toe. Focus on the smooth transfer of weight rather than speed. Just 10 minutes of mindful practice each day will build the muscle memory you need to make this movement automatic. Why not give it a try? Take 5 steps right now using the heel-to-toe roll. Comment smooth if you felt the difference in your stability. Now let's move on to secret number 3, which addresses what physical therapists call the forgotten stabilizers, a critical system that most older adults completely neglect while walking. This secret could be the missing piece to enhancing your balance and preventing falls. Stay with me. The third walking secret introduces what physical therapists call the forgotten stabilizers, your core muscles. Most people think of core strength as something you work on with sit-ups or a Beachbody workout. But your core muscles have a far more critical function. They are the central stabilizers that keep your entire body balanced while you're in motion. Here's the problem. As we age, we often turn off our core muscles when walking. We let our midsection go slack, and as a result, our back, hips, and knees have to compensate. This creates a chain reaction of instability that significantly increases your fall risk. Thomas remembers, "I never thought about my stomach muscles when walking. It seemed completely unrelated to balance. But once I learned to engage my core, I felt the difference immediately, like someone had suddenly tightened all the bolts on a wobbly piece of furniture." Engaging your core isn't about looking good. It's about stabilizing your body for smoother, safer movement. And it's easier than you might think. The technique is called core engagement, and it's surprisingly simple. No crunches or planks required. Instead, use what therapists call the zip-up technique while walking. Imagine gently drawing your belly button toward your spine, not sucking in your stomach, but creating a slight internal lift and tightening. The movement is subtle, so no one will even notice you're doing it. The goal is to engage your core at about 20 to 30% of your maximum effort, just enough to create stability without unnecessary tension. Thomas struggled with remembering to engage his core at first, so he came up with a simple reminder system. He placed small colored dot stickers at key locations in his home, on the refrigerator, by the front door, on his bathroom mirror. Each time he spotted a dot, he'd take a moment to check his core engagement and practice it for the next minute while walking. This simple trick helped him stay on track and make core engagement a natural part of his movement. Try creating your own reminder system and see how it transforms your balance and stability. Research from the National Institute on Aging has shown that core stability is directly linked to fall prevention. Their studies reveal that older adults who engage their core muscles while walking experience significantly better recovery when they stumble or encounter uneven surfaces. The most common mistake people make is engaging their core too forcefully. Remember, this isn't about creating rigid tension. It's about gentle, sustainable support. You should be able to breathe normally and maintain a conversation while using this technique. For those with back pain, this technique often provides relief by properly supporting your spine during movement. Start with brief periods of practice and gradually increase the duration as it becomes more natural. Now let me ask you, have you ever thought about your core muscles while walking? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But here's where most people get things completely backward. Our fourth secret involves a part of your body you're probably using incorrectly with every single step you take. Ready to find out what it is? Keep watching. Our fourth secret reveals something most older adults do completely backward every day without realizing it, and it involves your arms. Take a moment to watch how children walk. Their arms swing freely and rhythmically with each step. Now observe many older adults. Their arms barely move, held stiffly at their sides or even clutched together in front of them. This seemingly minor habit dramatically increases fall risk. Here's why. Your arms are natural counterbalances. When your right foot steps forward, your left arm should swing forward to maintain equilibrium. This opposing movement stabilizes your entire body and prevents excessive rotation in your torso, something that can easily lead to falls. But there's more. Proper arm swing does even more for you. It counterbalances your lower body, improving your stability instantly. It also helps maintain walking momentum, reducing fatigue and enhancing proprioception, your body's awareness of its position in space. So take a moment to think. Are your arms swinging naturally with your stride? Try it out and feel the difference it makes in your balance and stability. The proper technique is what physical therapists call the 45-degree swing. Your arm should bend at approximately 45 degrees at the elbow, swinging naturally from front to back, not side to side. As you walk, the movement should be relaxed and fluid, not forced, with your hands passing just by your hip pocket at the back of the swing. Thomas realized he had been walking with his arms practically frozen. When he started practicing proper arm swing, his entire walking pattern changed. In fact, his daughter noticed the difference before he even told her about these techniques. She said, "You suddenly look years younger and more confident." Imagine the change you could experience by simply allowing your arms to swing naturally. Give it a try, and you might feel the same transformation. Here's a simple 3-day reset practice Thomas used to rewire his arm swing. Day 1. For 5 minutes, exaggerate your arm swing while walking. Make it slightly larger than natural to reactivate those movement patterns. Day 2. Walk with a normal arm swing, but focus on the synchronization with your legs. Right foot forward, left arm forward. Day 3. Focus on relaxing your shoulders while maintaining the swing. Research from gait analysis studies at the University of Michigan shows that proper arm swing can reduce energy expenditure by nearly 8% and improve recovery response after stumbling by up to 15%. Even more impressive, their research revealed that simply restoring natural arm swing can reduce fall risk by as much as 30% in adults over 65. The most common mistake is swinging arms across the body rather than front to back. Your arms should move like pendulums in parallel planes, not crossing your center line. Do your arms swing naturally when you walk, or do you keep them relatively still? Share below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Secret number 5 might surprise you because it involves something you're standing on right now, an area most fall prevention programs completely overlook. Our 5th walking secret might be the most overlooked yet critical factor affecting your stability: your feet and what you put on them. As we age, 2 significant changes happen to our feet. First, these sensitive nerve endings that provide crucial balance information to your brain begin to diminish, a condition podiatrists call age-related peripheral neuropathy. Second, the small but mighty muscles in your feet weaken from decades of being confined in rigid, supportive shoes. This creates a dangerous situation where your brain receives less information about the surface you're walking on, while your feet have less intrinsic strength to respond to changes in terrain. Even worse, many older adults unknowingly create what podiatrists call proprioceptive insulation by wearing the wrong footwear. Thick-soled, heavily cushioned shoes might feel comfortable, but they dramatically reduce your foot's ability to sense and respond to the ground beneath you. Thomas: I was wearing these thick-soled, cushioned slip-on shoes I thought were perfect for an older person. My therapist called them balance blockers and showed me how they were actually making me less stable. It turns out that the right shoes can make all the difference when it comes to stability. Want to know more about what makes the best footwear for stability? Keep reading. For optimal stability, look for these 3 critical features in your walking shoes: a low, wide heel, not completely flat, but no more than 1 inch difference between the heel and forefoot; a thin, flexible sole in the forefoot area that allows you to feel the ground; secure fastening, laces, or strong Velcro, not slip-ons. Thomas's footwear transformation was dramatic. He switched to properly fitted walking shoes with these 3 features and immediately noticed improved stability on uneven surfaces. But footwear is only half the equation. Thomas also began a simple foot-strengthening routine: toe spreading. Sitting down, spread your toes as wide as possible. Hold for 5 seconds and release. Repeat 10 times. Towel gripping. Place a small towel on the floor and use your toes to grip and scrunch it toward you. Marble pickup. Practice picking up marbles with your toes and placing them in a bowl, which is great for dexterity. By combining the right footwear with foot-strengthening exercises, Thomas dramatically improved his balance and stability. Have you noticed any difference in your walking after changing your shoes or doing foot exercises? Let me know below. Did you know that just 6 weeks of simple exercises can improve your balance by 30%? That's not just a number. Research published in the Journal of Podiatric Medicine shows that this can make a huge difference for adults over 65. And it gets better. Participants reported walking with greater confidence on tough surfaces like grass or gravel. Park Emily Splichal, a podiatrist and movement science expert, explains it perfectly. Your feet have 200,000 nerve endings that help you stay steady and safe. The right shoes let those nerve endings work, while foot-strengthening exercises enhance your body's natural ability to stay balanced. So take a moment and look down at your shoes. Do they have the 3 key features we just talked about? Drop a comment below and let me know. Now stay with me because we're about to dive into the walking secret that completely boosted Thomas's confidence on uneven ground. This technique completely changed the foundation of his walking pattern, and it could change yours too. Let's talk about a simple mistake many older adults make without even realizing it: walking with your feet too close together. If you've ever seen someone walking unsteadily, you might notice their feet often cross over an invisible line down the center. This narrow walking pattern is like walking on a tightrope, turning what should be a stable rectangle into a shaky line of support. Here's the fix: the widened base technique. It's as easy as walking with your feet hip-width apart. No need to exaggerate or overdo it. Just keep them aligned with your hips for the best balance. When you do this, you're creating a stable stability rectangle beneath you, making each step feel more secure and grounded. Thomas used to walk with his feet almost crossing over each other for years, unknowingly making himself wobble side to side. But once his physical therapist showed him this simple adjustment, everything changed. It was a complete revelation, Thomas says. Once I started walking with my feet at hip width, my stability and confidence improved almost immediately. You can do this too. Give it a try. Here's a brilliantly simple practice Thomas used to nail the widened base technique. He placed 2 strips of painter's tape on his hallway floor, spaced exactly hip width apart. Every day, several times a day, he'd walk along the hallway, making sure each foot stayed on its own line. After 2 weeks of practicing, Thomas says, the proper width became automatic. When I went back to walking on grass or gravel, I felt dramatically more stable. Now here's the secret. This technique adapts to your body and mobility level. Taller people naturally need a slightly wider base, while those with hip pain or arthritis can start with a narrower width and gradually adjust. A great visualization is thinking of your feet on parallel train tracks, never crossing over or stepping on the opposite track. This keeps you focused on the width without needing to look down, and the research backs it up. Studies from the Gait and Balance Laboratory at Johns Hopkins reveal that walking with an optimal base reduces lateral sway by up to 40% and minimizes the arm movements needed to keep balance. For older adults, this means a significant reduction in fall risk. Dr. Lisa Constantino, a balance specialist, explains, narrow-based walking is a key precursor to lateral falls, one of the most common and dangerous types. Widening the base to an optimal width can dramatically improve stability. So, next time you walk, take a moment to notice. Are your feet crossing over each other, or are they maintaining a stable width? Let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for our final secret. It could be the most powerful one yet. It's all about the critical moments between your steps, where most falls actually begin. Here's the 7th and final walking secret, and it might surprise you. Falls rarely happen while walking in a straight line. Instead, they often occur during what specialists call transition moments. Those brief, critical seconds when you switch from one type of movement to another. These are the moments you might not even think about, like standing up from a seated position, turning or changing direction, stopping suddenly, stepping sideways, moving between surfaces, like from carpet to tile. The issue is that many older adults rush through these transitions, not giving their balance systems time to adjust. Your body needs a moment to recalibrate when changing direction or position. especially since proprioception, your sense of body position, naturally decreases with age. That's where the mindful transitions technique comes in. It makes a huge difference. Thomas shares, "My therapist noticed I made sudden, jerky turns when walking. She taught me to pause before changing direction. At first, it felt unnaturally slow, but it completely eliminated those wobbly moments. The technique is simple but powerful. The 3-second pause. It goes like this. Stabilize your position. Engage your core. As we learned in secret number 3, focus visually on where you're going next. Finally, initiate the new movement. For turns, one of the riskiest transitions, try the pivot and step method instead of twisting your upper body. Pause completely, lift your foot and step in the new direction. Let your body follow as you move, rather than twisting your torso while your feet stay planted. Thomas began practicing this technique by identifying high-risk transition points in his day, like getting up from his favorite chair, making a turn at the bottom of the stairs, or moving through a narrow bathroom doorway. He used red dot stickers as visual reminders, and over time, the pause became automatic. I didn't need the stickers anymore, Thomas says. It just became part of my routine. These small pauses can make a big difference in preventing falls and improving your stability. Next time you're moving from one position to another, remember this simple technique. Stay mindful. You have the power to stay steady and safe. Research from the Fall Prevention Research Laboratory at Oregon Health Sciences University has uncovered a shocking fact. 87% of falls in adults over 65 happen during transition moments. That means nearly 9 out of 10 falls occur when we're changing from one position to another, like standing up, turning, or stepping sideways. But here's the good news. Their studies also found that simply pausing for 3 seconds before transitioning can reduce fall incidence by 47%. This might just be one of the most effective fall prevention strategies ever discovered. To make this technique your own, here's a simple practice. Choose 3 to 5 common transitions in your daily routine, like getting out of a chair, turning a corner, or stepping onto a different surface. For 1 week, practice the 3-second pause before each of these transitions. Keep your movements smooth and deliberate, not rushed. Now think back. When was the last time you almost fell? Was it during a transition moment? We'd love to hear about it. Share your experience in the comments below. These 7 walking secrets aren't isolated techniques. They work together like a well-oiled machine. The gaze technique helps maintain proper posture, which supports a smooth heel-to-toe roll. Core engagement provides stability for the arm swing. The widened base gives a solid foundation for secure transitions. Put all these together, and you'll notice not just how you walk, but how you move with confidence through your daily life. By practicing these techniques, you'll not only prevent falls, but also walk with the freedom and security you deserve. Keep moving safely and feel empowered every step of the way. Let's take a moment to connect all the dots. These 7 walking secrets aren't just separate steps. They're part of a powerful system that transforms your entire walking experience. When you practice them together, you'll see improved balance, better posture, and increased confidence in your movement. Here's a quick review. Secret number 1, the 3-point gaze technique, looking ahead, not down, to improve posture and prevent falls. Secret number 2, the heel-to-toe roll, ensuring your foot moves naturally with every step. Secret number 3, core engagement, activating your body's stabilizers for better balance. Secret number 4, the arm swing reset, allowing your arms to naturally counterbalance your legs. Secret number 5, foot strength and proper footwear, building your foundation for stability. Secret number 6, the widened base technique, maintaining optimal foot placement for a stable gait. Secret number 7, mindful transitions, pausing before changing direction to avoid sudden movements. Thomas's transformation when he implemented all 7 secrets was truly inspiring. His walking shifted from hesitant and unstable to confident and fluid. Posture improved, breathing easier, purposeful movement? Absolutely. Thomas says, The most surprising benefit wasn't just avoiding falls. It's that walking became enjoyable again. I used to dread walking any distance. Now my daily walks are something I look forward to. Ready to make this change for yourself? Here's a simple 7-day implementation plan to integrate these techniques. Day 1. Focus solely on the 3-point gaze technique. Practice looking ahead during all your walking. Day 2. Add the heel-to-toe roll while maintaining proper gaze. Day 3. Introduce core engagement and connect it with your breathing. Day 4. Practice the arm swing reset while keeping the previous techniques in place. Day 5. Evaluate your footwear and begin foot strengthening exercises. Day 6. Focus on the widened base technique using the parallel tracks visualization. Day 7. Implement mindful transitions, especially when turning or changing directions. After the first week, spend 2 to 3 minutes daily reviewing all 7 techniques before you walk. Soon they'll become second nature. With consistent practice, you'll walk stronger, safer, and with greater ease. Let's get moving toward a more confident, stable you. The most common question I get is, do I really need to implement all 7 techniques? And the answer is yes, they work together. Each technique supports and enhances the others. Take Patricia, 78, who had 2 falls in just 3 months. She says, "The mindful transitions technique was the game changer for me. I realized all my close calls happened when turning too quickly." And Robert, 84, found the widened base technique the most helpful. "I never realized I was walking on a tightrope until my physical therapist pointed it out. Just widening my stance slightly has made an enormous difference." Dr. Elizabeth Morrow, Director of Geriatric Rehabilitation at Midwest Health Systems, explains, "Consistency is key. These techniques require repetition to become automatic. But the neuroplasticity of the aging brain is remarkable. New movement patterns can be established at any age with proper practice. So, which of these 7 secrets do you think will help you the most? Drop a comment with the number below. Remember, these techniques aren't just about preventing falls. They're about reclaiming your freedom, confidence, and joy in moving securely through the world. When you walk without fear of falling, new possibilities open up. Falls don't have to be inevitable with aging. They're not just accidents or bad luck. Often, they're the result of walking patterns that can be identified and corrected at any age. Look at Thomas, who had 3 serious falls in just 6 months. Now he walks with confidence and stability, enjoying activities he once thought were behind him. His transformation didn't require expensive equipment or grueling exercise, just consistent use of these 7 evidence-based techniques. The beauty of these walking secrets is that, while they require effort at first, they become automatic. Over time, your brain and body will adopt them as your new normal, creating lasting protection against falls. If you found this information helpful, hit that like button and share this video with someone you care about who could benefit from these secrets. Your share could prevent a life-changing fall. Don't forget to subscribe for more evidence-based advice to help older adults live with confidence and independence. It's never too late to transform how you move through the world.